Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome today.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something?
Like dick piercing?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
I'll just kill some random.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail, unnecessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
I ordered this cheeseburger, but instead they put a frozen slab of meat in a deep fat fire and served it to me in a tissue.
And on the other side of the table is Dr. Syintist.
You see, that bothers me. A genius whose fate is controlled by an idiot.
And my name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, every time I look into the toilet, it's purple. Purple and black. Welcome to Plotty Time. So we have one piece for the Poppascotch clarification crevice.
Ooh.
And it's just more ego stroking for Dr. Syintist because he was correct when we spoke about last week's game, Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
That it was trash.
Nailed it.
Now, you talked about the Postcard Killings, a movie that you watched, and you were correct that it was written by James Patterson, co-authored by Lisa Markland, and she was also one of the screenwriters.
I don't remember him ever saying the word Lisa Markland.
No, but he did say it was a James Patterson novel, and he co-authored it. And
I thought he said that sarcastically.
No. I started to go down a rabbit hole of does James Patterson actually write his own books? Because how the fuck does someone come out with like 9 books a year?
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought better of it because I really do not care.
Yeah.
I assume it's just like Stephen King.
Yeah, Carl Melick the third.
Who's Carvin Melick the third?
Yeah, Google it. This guy writes bizarro books. Puts out like 2 or 3 a year.
I guess if it's your only job and you just bang out nonsense.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
And like James Patterson, all the books are basically the same. You just got to change setting and the killer a little bit.
Yeah, he probably has a randomizer. He just looks up.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that Family Guy episode? I know I don't like to give too many props to Family Guy, but the one where it's like Stephen King trying to write his own book and he's just holding up. He's like, it's like a scary lamp. Ooh.
When can I have it?
It's pretty great.
Good stuff.
So let's then go into our favorite segment. What are you playing, watching, doing? We always start with Dr. Syintist. What's up with you, buddy?
Well, I watched the American Horror Stories.
Oh, what are your thoughts?
I don't know.
Sounds disappointing.
The first one, I was like, all right, this might be good. And then I watched the other ones, and I was like, all right, the first one was the best one.
Did you watch the 4 or did you watch the 5th episode too?
There's a 5th episode?
I think it came out like maybe last week. I don't know. It was Did you see the one where they're in the movie theater and then the one with the influencer guys?
Yeah.
Bro House.
Bro House.
Yeah, Bro House. That one was, you could have cut out the first half of that and just made Danny Trejo kill more people as Santa Claus.
Dude, it was so dumb. Like, their entire reason for going to the mall was to get back to their roots and their old content. Like, you could have started the episode right there.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't learn anything more about the bro characters in that first half hour other than their assholes. We could have figured that out by the YouTube.
No homo.
Talking. And their presentation. Anyway.
But there's a 5th one now? No, I haven't watched that one. I did not notice that one. I'll have to check it out, I guess.
Yeah,
If you think they deserve it after that 4th one.
Do anything else? You play any games?
Yeah, well, I also watched the first 3 episodes of Dr. Death on Peacock.
Dr. Death.
Yeah, it has Pacey and Kevin Bacon. Christian
Dawson?
Slater. No, Pacey.
Who's the other one?
Joshua Jackson's play Pacey.
Oh, that was his
JVB
actual
is
name.
a-
I gotcha.
But it's about a doctor in Texas who is a terrible surgeon and he like really maims his patients and stuff.
On purpose?
I don't know. I watched the first 3 episodes
Oh.
and then they aren't free after that.
Oh, fuck that.
That's what I said.
So it's a pass.
I was like into it too. I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting because it's a true story. I almost went to Wikipedia and looked up the true story to see what happened.
Yeah, might as well.
That's so it's based on a true story?
Yeah.
So you're saying, is it like a docu-series, whatever?
Sure, yeah.
Well, it's fictionalized. Like,
No,
actors
apparently
and
it's
shit,
like,
right?
well, the actors aren't the real people.
Yeah. Well, it's
Sure.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Christian Slater isn't a doctor in Texas. He was a surgeon, but
We don't know that. Steven
him
Seagal's
and,
a
like-
cop in Louisiana. We don't know what's going on anymore.
him and Alec Baldwin and Psycho Pete. But it was pretty good and interesting. And now I gotta either pay $5 and watch it or just wait until it's free.
Just wait. It'll be free eventually.
Yeah, probably. I also
on Netflix or Hulu
yeah.
or something.
I also watched House of the Witch. And it's not as bad as Poppascotch made it seem.
Did you see the cranberry bog?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
I don't think so, but I assume that's what he was talking about. It was kind of just like a hole in the ground. I mean, it wasn't great by any means, but it wasn't as bad as you. It was kind of like a worse version. Well, the Autopsy of Jane Doe was great, but this was like a ripoff of that. It seemed like to me.
What? There's a live person at an autopsy?
Oh yeah, you haven't seen it yet, huh? No, she's dead.
Well, the Jane Doe one. Oh yeah. Okay, whatever.
But I mean, it was okay. It was entertaining to have pay attention to.
Okay.
As per your recommendations, I also watched Werewolves Within.
Yeah. What'd you think?
It was okay. It's pretty good.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
Good actors, at least.
It was.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
was
it's
funny.
not fantastic. Yeah. It made me laugh at parts.
It's not perfect, but I had fun with it.
I'm not going to probably watch it again, but
Nah. It's a good one to just put on in the background.
yeah. Especially if you've seen it before. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I also watched this old Ethan Hawke vehicle, Taking Lives.
Oh, I just remember the one scene.
Which one?
I don't. Oh, you know the one where the elevator opens.
Oh, yeah.
Can we spoil? I guess we could spoil.
Yeah,
It
I
came
mean,
out
it's
in, like,
probably a 10-year-old
07.
movie by now. Yeah.
Wasn't it? If I remember correctly, and please let me know if I'm wrong. Wasn't Angelina Jolie
Yes.
was looking for a serial killer, and Ethan Hawke was helping her, and it turns out it was always Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. Yeah, he like steals people's identities and
Oh, okay. Sounds
takes over
familiar.
their things. But yeah,
Definitely
it was okay.
seen it, but can't remember a goddamn thing.
It's all right.
But that's how she realizes that he's the killer, is because the elevator door opens and he's holding like a severed head or some
Well, something like that, but it's not exactly
wild stuff like that.
Yeah, he's like I think he's a twin. Oh,
Ew.
and his brother dies when he's young, and his mom blames him for it and stuff.
Okay, yeah. It's coming back.
Yeah.
But we don't need to remind
There's
me.
probably there's at least one other movie that's kind of like it, because I was like, did I see this before? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of like that,
So it was another one of those evil twin movies.
sort of.
Gotcha.
Classic.
And I only played a little bit this week. I started this game called Lair of the Clockwork God. It's
It's a little long of a title.
it's an indie game, but you play as like two friends who are trying to go on an adventure and be in a game, and one of them wants it to be a platforming game, and one of them wants it to be a point and click.
That's kind of fun.
Okay.
So you switch between the characters doing like one guy will do platforming stuff and he can double jump, but he can't pick anything up. And then the point and click guy won't like jump or move anywhere. Like he's got to like slowly walk places and
That sounds interesting.
pick up things. Yeah, and it's funny. It's aware of itself.
Is it a puzzler type?
Yeah, well, the point and click guy's puzzler. The platforming guy's
Is it a
platforming.
platformer?
Yeah.
So-
But they argue through the whole game about which is better.
Nice.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty fun so far. And then you accidentally, like, the apocalypse starts and you find this computer who's trying to do it, and you got to try and convince the computer not to destroy the world, so he makes all these things for you. Got through the first couple. It's pretty good.
All right.
I'm enjoying it. And that's all I did. What about you, Poppascotch? What do you play, watch, wang out?
I
Wang
bet you
out.
played some zombies.
I bet you did too.
I did, but only like 2 games.
He's getting lower. All right. That's good.
It's like Ambien. You got to work yourself up.
Yeah, you can't
can't
just
just you can't just stop.
That's probably why I'm so tired and shaking all the time.
Exactly. You just quit zombies, and it did it. I played a little bit of zombies, just 2 games, just for fun, because I didn't have enough time to put in or I didn't have enough time in that session to do what I was playing, which I played a lot of Resident Evil Village.
Did you restart it?
Ooh.
I didn't restart it. I just kept going. I was like, fuck it. Like,
Fair.
because I figured, the first playthrough, I'm just going to play through it. I remembered what happened, so I was like, whatever. Let's just...
All right.
I remember the broad strokes, not like...
Yeah.
I don't know how else to really describe it, but it's almost like a dungeon crawl type game where you have like 4 people that are like the leaders of each house, and you have to go into their area and do their whole thing, and at the end you kill them.
Yeah, interesting.
And you move on to the next one. So last time when I was picking it up, I only did the first one, which was the super tall vampire lady.
Yeah. Lady Demetriou.
Demistru or something like that.
Yeah.
They actually say it in the game, but that's like 3/4 of the way through the game. So now I've killed 3 of those people, and I'm going after the 4th one.
Wow, sounds like you're almost done.
It can't be that long of a game because I saw there's a trophy for beating it in under 3 hours.
Yeah, I heard it was really short.
I'll probably numb it.
Yeah.
I don't, because a lot of these games, especially with 2 and 3, which I previously had numbed, the re-releases, they had like bonus unlocks that you could spend money towards after you beat the game, depending on how many like treasures or whatever you found, and you could unlock like weapons or armor or space for the next playthrough
To make it easier.
Yeah, so when you're playing on the super difficult level, it's not that difficult because you have like unlimited submachine gun ammo or whatever.
Okay, yeah, fair.
So I'll probably numb it. And then, season 5 comes out soon, so so
you gotta hurry up and numb that, or else you're not gonna play.
Yeah, I know, right? Jeez, what are you waiting for?
Man, I got some activities scheduled for evenings this week, so it's gonna be tough. Especially, thanks for leading me into this.
Oh.
37, boys. 37 more goddamn episodes of Supernatural to go.
That's like a season and a half. That's nice.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe I can see the finish line. It's over like a couple hills, but I can see it. God damn.
Damn, that's only almost 40 hours.
So I know you'd ask, Dr. Syintist, but right now, the Archangel Michael came in from the Apocalypse dimension, took
Spoiler
over
alert.
Dean's body.
Oh, it gets good for me. I remember these last 2 seasons pretty good because I just watched them like a year ago.
Should I keep saying, because they're both fairly recent, I guess, now, right? Like, I'm in like 2018.
Yeah, at least.
So I'll probably stop spoiling it right after this episode. But then, so Michael, the Archangel, came from the Apocalypse universe, took over Dean. Dean did some shit, set up something we don't know what he did yet, and just left Dean's body. And now Dean and Sam and their mom and
So you haven't figured out what he did yet.
no, like they're leaning towards it something with monsters, but they didn't reveal his big plan yet.
Sweet.
But I'm interested. It's like it seems like this is tighter. Like there were episodes. Oh fuck, I don't even know. Like between seasons, I don't know, 6 and 12, where there would be this. They kept doing it. Like they'd set up a really big, huge event.
Yeah,
and they'd be
they
like,
kind of like slow roll it.
Right, like we're say they needed to, like Kevin disappeared or whatever, or Lucifer took Kevin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Kevin McAllister.
they're like, we got to find him. Kevin the
Tran.
prophet. The prophet. Was he a prophet or was he the?
He was a prophet.
And oh god, and then they'd be like, we need to find him. We're gonna start looking everywhere. Oh, we just found a vampire den. Let's go spend an episode dicking around with this vampire den.
Yeah.
So it's like. They're not doing that anymore. It's all like streamlined. Bobby, alternate universe, Bobby's here.
Yeah.
So it's fucking moving forward. I also watched a bunch of YouTube videos, but we don't really count those. And then I watched a movie, which
I like where this is going.
Yeah, I like how it started.
it was on Netflix. No, it's a new release. I think it's called Aftermath.
I think I saw that on there.
It's got, I don't remember if it was Netflix or if it just came out or what the deal. It stars Ashley Greene, she was in Twilight, but I don't remember why.
I think she was a
cares
werewolf.
who she is.
I don't know.
Or a vampire.
Who the hell watched
Well, it's one of those two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, apparently this did just come out, but it is Ashley Greene. It is Shawn Ashmore, which is weird because I just watched a Shawn Ashmore movie like 3 weeks ago.
I always get confused because him and his brother look a lot alike, and they're in a lot of the same movies,
Who
kind of
fuck's
thing.
Shawn
They
Ashmore?
do. He played
You'd know him if you saw him.
I
the
wanna know.
freeze guy from X-Men 2.
Okay.
But yeah, he's if you saw him, you'd know exactly where. Remember the movie Frozen where they're stuck on the ski lift?
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes.
Okay.
But I saw Aftermath. It was not great. Like we thought it was like a spooky haunted house movie, and it wasn't.
Mm.
I don't want to spoil it for everyone because it just came out, but it was
sucks.
it was one of those that's like based on a true story, and it was like
The Titanic.
loosely kind of sort of maybe kind of based on a true, it was just not great.
Yeah, like I got you. There was a murder, so they made this whole fucking story about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was a murder where some teenage girl killed her friend, and then they made this fantastical story that had something to do with ghosts, and then they included 2 teenagers murdering each other or something like that. That kind of bullshit. But it was not good.
All right.
And then I didn't get a chance to watch a bunch. Like, I had a bunch of stuff lined up to watch. It just didn't happen because of fucking Supernats and other stuff going on. But I think I'm going to put my head down and finish Supernatural. I'm going to try and watch as many this week as I possibly can.
Sweet. I hope he finishes it.
No way am I'm
You could.
traveling next weekend, so I won't.
So you can watch it on the plane.
Oh, fuck. Don't even.
You can hate yourself the whole time.
No, like I said, plane rides are when I take chances. That's why I watched The Last Dance, the whole Michael Jordan, because I never would have watched that. So I was like, plane movie? Sure. It's how I started watching the show Money Heist.
Yeah,
Have you guys seen that one?
I didn't see it, but I know about it.
Why would you call it money heist? Isn't any heist for money?
You can have an
I
art
think
heist.
it's a,
But that's
if
for
we're
money.
being honest, Dr. Scientist, it's a Spanish
Translation.
TV show,
Oh,
so I think
okay.
it was a translation thing.
Okay.
Like, if they heard it in English as they heard it in Italian, they'd be like, you know what? Or Spanish, sorry. They'd be like, yeah, maybe that's not the best wording. We could do better, right?
Yeah, it could be just the name of something, like Spanish name for an actual heist, so they just use that. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's true. Also, I was really, really super proud of my girlfriend because we were hanging out with your brother,
Mm-hmm.
and they bought a breathalyzer for funsies.
Nice.
Yeah, so my girlfriend got the high score yesterday. It's very impressive.
Fucking loser.
Yeah. I bet you didn't beat
Not
my
her,
high
you.
score.
Yeah. The cops have my high score.
Yeah. Mine's officially recorded.
Yeah, that's true. We can't go to Guinness and say she got this. There's no legal proof.
Yeah.
So, but she crushed it. I think it was twice over the legal limit, like .016.
That's still a lot.
I know, right? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's
for
pretty
her.
good.
That's like borderline blackout-ish.
I don't know. It's not even close to mine, though.
Yeah, I know. I don't even remember mine.
I think it was .028 or whatever.
Something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was gross.
Awesome.
Definitely shouldn't have been driving.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just do it. The
It's
fines
expensive.
alone.
Yeah.
It's so much money.
And classes you have to go to. Ugh.
Right? Anyway, that's all I got. So what about you, Chump Slap? What are you playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I've been playing some more PGA 2K21.
Ooh, how you doing?
I'm not doing as good as last week. Remember how I said I won every fucking match?
Yeah, you were crushing it. What happened?
I don't know. I didn't play it for a couple days. I turn it on. I'm fucking shanking them. They're going in the water.
Awesome.
You gotta have
I had a
practice
9
round.
over round.
What? That's impossible.
I was drunk, but
Were you
Should be
playing
better.
like on casual
I don't know, man. It's
or whatever it is?
sometimes my swing's just off. I couldn't fucking time it right, and it was always yanking. Ugh, it was horrible.
It's the yips.
Yeah. Little chill dipper there.
It was pretty gross, but it's still fun. I found it fun to just put it on, play some music in the background, so you don't have to listen to these guys say the same shit over and over.
I
again.
know. That's what you got to do. You
That's
got to
what I
like
always hated about sports games.
see. That's where I did. Well, yes, I do hate that about sports games. But I love playing sports games like NHL because I don't need to listen to it and I can just watch something else on the other TV.
Yeah, exactly.
You can play any game and watch something else on the other TV if you try hard enough.
Yeah, I don't know. You can listen to something else. What about
How do you think I
QTE?
got through like 200 episodes of Supernatural?
True.
That's like half of them, so you at least watch half.
Like 2/3. I think there's 320.
All right, that's fucking gross. Enough Supernatural. We can start a podcast about it.
All right.
Supernatural stands, we'll call it.
You guys are finally picking up on my hints. We're gonna do a Supernatural
Supernatural.
Stands for natural. I like it.
Soup Nats.
Ah, I like it. Anyway,
Sounds like we like soup.
well, it kind of reminded me of the Soup Nazis.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
Nats,
thinking. Yeah.
Anyway, you guys remember I said Garth Marenghi's Dark Place? It was a slapper of the week once.
I remember.
Said you guys,
Yeah.
guys should fucking watch it. Well, it's on Amazon, so you have no excuse not to watch it.
I'm pretty sure I can come up with one.
Put it on the list.
It's only 6 episodes, 20 minutes each. It's nothing.
I gotta fill all the time after all these Soup Nats episodes are done.
I know, right? You want something that's silly.
What was it called again? Dr. Meringues?
Garth Marenghi, M-A-R, Engie. Dark Place.
Okay.
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Oh, my pen's not working. Is that a sign?
Maybe. Buy a cheap pen.
It's a sign you got to spend more on your pens. Is what it is.
Is it like that one that was? I can't think of the stupid name that you had for that one. Boner Juice.
No, it's an
okay.
old BBC comedy show. It's a spoof on like 80s television shows.
Like Miami Vice.
No, it's like in a hospital, and they're doctors, and it's just really
Okay.
bad acting on purpose and stuff. It's good. Check it out. It slaps hard. But I watched a couple movies too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Yeah, you guys ever see this one
Big
called
Wolf.
Almost Human? No?
God damn, that sounds familiar.
Well, there's a show called that, isn't there?
Think so.
With a ghost and a werewolf and a vampire or whatever.
I don't know. But this is about a guy who gets abducted by aliens. 2 years later, he comes back and he's like making alien people because he looks like normal. Kind of like Body Snatchers shit,
Mm.
Okay.
where he kills someone, puts like an egg in them, and they just cocoon out to
Sexy.
be aliens. Yeah.
It is sexy.
Oh, it's very sexy. But it's pretty gory. He kills a lot of people. It's fun. It's a good time.
Okay. Okay.
I saw this movie called Sword of Trust.
Sword of Trust.
I think
Is
it's
it
a
like
magic card.
Is it a medieval fantasy film?
No.
Okay.
It's
Great.
about Mark Maron as a pawn shop owner, and these people come in, and they have this sword from their grandfather,
Okay.
and like a painting with it, and this documentation that supposedly proves that the South won the war. And they find these.
All I got to do is go on Twitter.
Yeah, you see these people on YouTube because they're
Nice.
trying to find a buyer for it, and this guy offers them like $50,000 for it. So then it's what happens after that. It's all right.
This is a movie you said.
Yeah.
Is it good? I mean,
I mean, it's okay.
is it insightful? How'd they get Mark Maron? What's the deal?
I don't know. He plays a jaded pawn shop owner who used to be a drug addict. So
I mean, really out of his
Yeah.
element there.
it fits. It's all right. Give it a go. I think it's on, I don't know, Netflix or Hulu or something. One of those.
One of those streaming platforms.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
You'll find it. I mean, if you like Mark Maron.
Is it new?
Shit. I did not write the year. So probably
Yeah.
newer,
Okay.
newish.
Post 1990.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. But I don't know. Give it a go. It's fun. It's a fun little romp. It's a little serious, not too.
Mm.
But speaking of serious, we're gonna get into the slapper of the week. Slap. 4x4.
Ooh.
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 I'm gonna guess it's about a ex-construction worker who becomes a serial killer and murders people by bludgeoning them with a 4x4.
Maybe if it was 2x4, but no.
I'm going to go with it's a haunted Lowe's. And people come and buy stuff, and the stuff they buy is haunted and kills them.
See, I picked this one just because I knew you would throw you off by saying 4x4. But it's like Italian or Spanish or something. It's talking about an SUV.
Should have thought of that.
So there's an SUV owned by this doctor. And
Boner juice?
it's just parked on the side of the road. Some guy breaks in, tries to steal the dash-mounted computer. And then when he tries to get out, it's locked. And he can't get out. The windows are bulletproof, shatterproof. It's all soundproof. You can't see in because the windows are like so polarized or whatever.
So it's like
Sure.
a transformer?
And he gets stuck in it. And he's stuck in it for a couple days. And the doctor's fucking with him, calls him up on the phone in the car and shit. And he's like, it's hot in here. So he turns on the AC and tries to freeze him for a while. It's pretty wild. But it all just takes place in this fucking 4x4. And it's pretty neat.
Didn't he have a phone?
The guy,
Yeah.
He does, but I think it's dead.
Hmm.
Or it's like a Faraday cage. No, I guess it wouldn't be because the doctor calls. I don't remember what happens, why he can't get it, but he tries like breaking it. He tries to rip all the fucking doors off and shit. You just can't get out. It's pretty neat. And then the doctor shows up and shit pops off. It's pretty good.
I'm very surprised neither of us went with a truck theme. We both went with wood.
Yeah.
It's just 4x4 just sounds weird.
You don't automatically think truck anymore.
Well, if you say 4-wheel drive or something.
It is from 2019, so it's pretty new.
Yeah, what country is it from?
It is from I want to say Spain, but that's not. I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah, it's Spain or Italy. I couldn't figure it out. I don't speak either of them.
Italy.
Spittily. That sounds like a
Sexy.
slur.
Sounds like a fucking Chef Boyardee in a can thing.
Oh, it says April 4th, 2019. Country of origin is Argentina.
Oh, yes. Damn it. I knew that because Argentina is one of those things that pop up in the beginning. Like Film de Argentina shit. But yeah, give it a go. It's a fun one. It's got a good ending. Good time.
There you go. Slapper of the week this week is 4x4.
Bing.
It's not about a serial killer that uses wood to murder people.
Maybe next week.
All right, yeah, who knows? That could be the next Slapper of the week. But let's go ahead and move into our favorite segment of every week, which is Video Game News / Stuff.
We got the news. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
All right, so
Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
So the first piece of news that came out is it was revealed that the Dead Space remake is slated for late 2022. So basically, sometime in 2023, it's probably going to come out.
Yeah, we won't see it for a while.
I honestly think the Callisto Protocol will come out before this one.
I hope so. I would rather play that one.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm still going to play the Dead Space remake,
Oh, yeah.
but
Whatever.
I think I'd rather play Callisto Protocol right now. If you had to ask me, gun to my head. Speaking of other game delays, Evil Dead the game is delayed until February 2022.
Oh,
so
no.
it's not going to make the holiday season.
I saw something about that, and I only read like a little bit, but it said it was delayed to add a single-player campaign mode. I was like, what the fuck was it before? Just multiplayer?
I didn't see that news. I mean, maybe it was like a co-op thing. Like you
Yeah.
can only play it with other people.
I don't know. Maybe I just made that up. But I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
It's very possible.
My dreams
Both,
have been
both.
very lucid lately, so who the hell knows?
There you go. And in other used-to-be delays, and now we're actually happening, Deathloop went gold, so it is definitely coming September 14th. But do any of you guys have any interest in playing that game?
Yeah, kind of.
It seems like it'd be fun to play once, but I wouldn't want to pay full price for it.
Yeah.
Because I think once you figure it out, you can just beat it right away. No?
I mean, that sounds pretty logical, but I don't know. Maybe they do something. They throw it in something else in there to make it more replayable, more fun. Maybe I don't know. I'm just
I
speculating.
don't know either. I'd have to look into it a little more. Watch some people play it.
Reviews are gonna have to blow me away if
Yeah.
you're gonna get me to put down Call of Duty Zombies. You know?
Yeah, obviously. Because those reviews are through the roof.
Yeah. Also, they did say in Call of Duty Zombies news that the new Call of Duty game that's going to be coming out, World War II Vanguard, is also going to have a zombies mode.
Yeah, it'd be dumb not to at this point.
But no one knows if like they're going to just continue the Cold War versions or if they're just going to wipe everything and start fresh again.
Seems like they should wipe everything and start over again, but who the hell knows?
No idea. Anyway, so then we have another piece of news here. Do you remember when I told you that the highest selling video game ever went down?
Oh my god, another one?
A new one just beat it. An anonymous buyer paid for a never opened copy of the original Super Mario Brothers.
I knew it. Somebody didn't like that it was fucking
Yeah,
Zelda, so they're
yeah.
like, no.
I'm
I'll
gonna
pay
sell this.
anonymously. I don't want anyone to know how stupid I am, but
You sell me that game and I'll give it back to you. You just give it to me. We'll
Yeah.
just say it was the highest.
yeah.
Well, so this is unlike the last company, Heritage, that was selling games via auction. There was another service, another way you can go. It's called Rally. And basically what it is that a bunch of different people basically pool all their money as investors. They buy a game at auction or they buy a game through other means, and then they decide if they want to auction it off later or if they want to find a buyer that,
Yeah.
satisfies all of them,
off of it.
their investment, then they'll do it. But it sold for $2 million. It was completely unopened, and that's all there's. Everyone's still kind of confused about why this went for so much because last July, a copy of Super Mario Brothers, which was opened but in perfect condition with the case and everything, went for $114,000.
Well, I'm telling you, it's just because a Mario fan hated that Zelda was at the top.
Mario stands are the most annoying people in the world.
Yeah, they are. Always jumping on your head and shit.
Ooh, we said it. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
We'll say the most annoying video game people in the world.
Fair. Unlike those Sly Cooper fans who are probably the coolest.
Definitely. Agreed.
And we got to watch what we say now because Trump's president again by the time this is out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
You guys see that coming? Phew.
Where we go one, we go all, bro. No, I do not believe in QAnon. I'm editing that out. Fuck that.
I think you should leave it in.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. If I have enough beers while I'm editing, maybe I'll let it slide.
I think everybody will know it's just for fun because we laugh at you.
That's true.
Edit
But fuck it.
out.
We'll leave it. Fuck it. So another interesting piece of news that came out that I think, Dr. Syintist, you might be interested in
Oh yeah,
is that Jason Schreier, previously of Kotaku, now of Bloomberg,
he's all right.
he wrote that there is going to be a new 3D game set in the world of South Park.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah, because didn't South Park just get bought by Paramount or something?
Well, they had a independent company come in that appraised their library at $1 billion. So a investment group called HPS Investment Partners gave them $600 million cash money to just start doing other stuff. So they're going to start a bunch of other creative projects. They're going to do documentaries. One of the other things they released was this South Park game, and they're going to start a weed company, which if it's not called Tegrity Farms, what the fuck are these guys even doing?
True.
But yeah, so basically the people that are doing great made a lot of money off their product, just got a lot of more money to make stuff.
That's fair.
Good for them.
I hope it's like Skyrim,
What do you mean?
like the South Park game, 3D South Park. Game.
Oh, okay.
I didn't listen to a single word he said after that. And
I was like, what?
I was kind of thinking about
What's like Skyrim? Okay.
But yeah, so there you go. And I only have one rumor from an
Boo.
industry insider who spoke to an outlet called Pop Topic.
it anonymously.
Yes, of course. So you know it's real. Is that supposedly Sony will be announcing new Metal Gear and Silent Hill games very soon.
Ew. On Metal Gear.
I honestly don't care about either.
You guys know
but
how much we hate stealth games. So.
Yeah, I remember the last Metal Gear game I played was 4, and you had the option. You could either go in guns blazing and make your character like a shooter dude, or you could do the stealth thing. Guess which one I picked?
Stealth?
No, I started doing the stealth thing. I'm like, this will be easier. And then the fucking cutscenes in that game. I'll bitch about that for like the next half hour. I vividly remember playing the game. It was like 10:30. I was trying to get to sleep because I had work at like 6 the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, well, after this cutscene, like I'll just save it and like go to bed. And the cutscene was 42 minutes long.
I hate
fucking
that.
pieces of shit. Because you're sitting there like waiting for it to end, and it kept like having story beats. And like a section would end, you're like, okay, fucking finally, it's done. Then they jump into another cutscene. I'm like, what is happening? Christ. But yeah, that's all I got for video game news / stuff.
Oh.
So how about the game? Let's get into it.
Fucking A. About time. This is what we all came for.
I don't think nobody listens to this part.
This is the game where we ask the question, can an animated dog really make me cry? Yes, it can. The game is Valiant Hearts, The Great War. It was released June 25th, 2014 for PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. It was developed by Ubisoft Montpellier and published by Ubisoft. It is a side-scrolling puzzler adventure game written by Matt Enton, Ed Kunel, and Gerard Berrard. June 25th, 2014. The number one song in the nation was...
Baby Shark.
You always guess that. It was Fancy by Iggy Azalea featuring Charlie XCX.
Honestly, would have never gotten that.
How's that one go, Syintist?
I don't remember the name of it anymore.
Fancy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fancy. You're fancy. We're fancy.
That's just the intro.
Oh, man, it killed.
It did.
Slap.
The number one movie was 22 Jump Street.
Really? That was 7 years ago?
Wow.
Yeah.
Seems like so much longer.
The average median rent in the United States was $877, and I know since you'd ask, currently it is $1,105.
That seems low,
It
but
does.
maybe it's just because of where we live.
I don't know.
Could be.
I'd imagine it's even more where you live, Poppascotch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking gross. So, this week, Dr. Syintist, you picked it, so how about you give us a little lead-in? Tell us what this game is all about.
Well, it's about World War I, so that's the whole lead-in.
Oh, this was a real war?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It was also known as the Great War, which is where
Oh.
at the time.
And they called it the Great War at the time. They didn't say, oh, this is World War I.
Yeah.
The sequel's coming in like 30 years.
Yeah. As far as wars go, this one's pretty great.
Not the best.
I think great has a
pretty
different connotation now than it did then.
That's a good point.
But anyway,
Christ.
that's basically the backstory. If you want to know that, go watch don't watch the History Channel because they don't do history anymore, unless you want to see aliens.
Or Hitler.
Yeah.
Which both had nothing to do with this war.
Yeah.
They were both World War II. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, it's set in France, which, if you know, was in part of World War One.
Mm-hmm. I learned a lot about the war in this one.
Yeah, they do a lot of battles and stuff. But anyway, there's this family in France. It's a wife and husband, Marie and Carl, and their little baby Victor, and the grandfather, Victor's grandfather, Emile, which is Marie's father.
Mm-hmm.
And the game starts with Carl is a German citizen who lives in France. So when the war starts, he kind of gets excommunicated out. Not excommunicated, but he's forced to leave
Expelled.
because
Whatever.
he's a German citizen. And then he gets
Deported?
yeah, I guess deported is it.
And just thrown into the war, too, right?
Yeah, well, both him and Emile get conscripted into opposite sides of this war.
Boom.
I don't know how they did it then, especially in Europe. I don't know if there was a draft or they just took people and said, hey, you're fighting.
I think they just took people because they had to. They didn't have time. They fucking just picked numbers.
Yeah.
I don't think they even had a system for population documentation and not in every country.
Yeah, true. They just knock on your door. Hey, you're from France. Get out there.
Hey, you look like you could shoot a fucking gun. Get out there.
That's basically the way it looks because Emile
Yeah.
ends up going through training and then ends up on the front lines of the war around the border of France and Germany.
I did write down that in the story that we were told, it was 3 weeks
Yeah.
from him leaving the farm to being in battle.
Yeah, 3
Could you
weeks.
imagine going through 3 weeks of training and then, especially my fat ass now?
They wouldn't let
Oh,
you
yeah.
in.
Probably not. My sleep apnea would probably keep everybody awake.
Yeah. You have to be able to run a mile or
I
something.
wonder if they like, you can't, I couldn't be like a recon guy because if the bad guys hear me snoring, it kind of throws off the whole thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's bad news bears. You don't want to be that guy.
I'd just be a scientist anyway.
There you go.
Hey, U.S. government, I have no ethics.
It's true.
I've been called a psychopath by more than one person.
Can you make a big bomb? Well, I can sure as hell try. You're in.
Anyway, so Emile ends up going to the front lines after his 3 weeks of hardcore training. And in his first battle, he kind of just ends up getting wounded and then captured as a POW, which is not a good way for your first battle to go to.
That sounds like shit.
Yeah. Then it quick cuts to this other character, Freddy.
Friday.
American as hell.
Yeah, he's 100% American, and he's volunteering for the French army because he has his own little backstory we'll get into later.
Because they punish those who destroyed his life, is what he says here.
Yeah.
Could you do that? Was that a thing? If you were like,
I don't know. They have a French Foreign Legion.
Yeah.
that's true.
Why not?
Well, put yourself in that mindset. Like, you're at home, you're chilling. Well, I won't go too deep into Freddy's mindset, but basically, at some point, you have to say, you know what? There's a war going on. I want in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fight for this country.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe now there's like international laws against something like that, but
Not back then.
yeah.
You could just be
No,
like,
you're
I'm
right.
on a boat. I'm going to France.
Hey, I'm American. Can I be on your side?
Sure.
Come on over.
Like, yeah, we need bodies. Get in here.
Yeah, exactly.
And as we all know from our history, America is not in this war yet.
No,
So-
sir.
He can't be fighting in the American
I think
side.
it's a World War II quote, but one of my favorite quotes, I'm pretty sure it was Winston Churchill who said, America always does the right thing when it's completely out of other options.
Nice.
I don't think that's true anymore.
Yeah, it always does the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what option.
It's just,
I
we're
mean,
not
we
out
have
of
Trump as our
options yet.
president for the second time.
I know, right? Last week was nuts.
So it just goes through a little Freddy gameplay. But anyway, then you cut back to Carl, and he wakes up at this camp, and he's kind of like forced to be a cook as the prisoner, which isn't a bad way to end up in as a prisoner of war, I guess.
I'm doing it right now, and I'm not a fucking prisoner of war. What the fuck?
Well, you think you're not a prisoner.
Oh, I know. Not of war.
That kind of confused me because why would you have a prisoner of war making your food?
I mean,
you know?
what's he going to do? Overcook it?
Yeah, they're not letting him have
Poison
fucking
them.
poison
Murder
and
them.
shit.
Well, where's he going to get the poison?
He's tied up all
Poison
the time.
school. I don't know. We're fucking...
He could spit in it.
Oh my God, these potatoes are undercooked.
Dude, 100 years ago, they were selling opium at the drugstore. I don't know. I figure poison's got to be around
I
the
don't
corner.
think they let him go buy the food himself.
Pretty
to
sure he
make-
has chains on his legs
Yeah.
the whole time.
Fine, you guys win. You got me. Great. Good job.
Well, I guess
Hope
they
you're
can-
happy.
What, they can have him fucking farming? They're at war. They need someone there to make food. It's better than having him
I mean, he
be a
could.
doctor.
I mean, in theory, he could poison him, but I don't see how he would get the poison.
Yeah. They probably make him eat the food before they serve it anyway.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, but it ends up this camp is also where his son-in-law Carl is working.
Oh my.
Well, working in
God.
quotes. And he kind of sneaks in to talk to Emil about Emil's daughter and how he misses her and blah, blah, blah. And then the camp gets bombed by the Allies.
To take out, because the Germans just took over the camp? Oh no, Emil's a POW. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So then he kind of gets bombed and like the whole thing he's going to, and then it kind of like blacks out for a little bit. And then we meet the best character in the whole game, the puppy,
Yep.
who
Doesn't have a name?
its name is Walt, but I don't know if they ever say it in the game.
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw it in
the
the wiki,
credits.
but
No.
he digs Emil out and pulls him out of the rubble.
Oh, fucking great dog.
Yeah.
It's a good boy.
And then Emil goes to look for Carl because he knows he's in somewhere.
Well, doesn't Freddy join him here?
Well, Freddy's in this battle as they're bombing it, I guess.
Yeah. Then Freddy has to help rescue the
'Cause-
dog.
yeah,
he
because
gets trapped.
the dog gets stuck in barbed wire and Freddy cuts him out.
Oh,
And then they meet Emil and they're all best friends forever for the rest of their life.
yep, sure.
And then they kind of like set off on this adventure to find Dr. I can't remember his name. Von Dorf.
Baron von.
Baron
Dorf.
von Dorf.
Yeah.
I like how they give him a Baron name because it sounds more evil.
It sounds more German.
Yeah. To
Ja,
get back at him
Spiele?
because
Yeah.
they each have reasons, I guess, to go after him. And
Yeah, he's just a dick.
Emil's looking for Carl, and Freddy wants to get his revenge. And they go through some more battles, and they show the introduction of gas warfare, which was, I'm
Ooh.
sure, a lot of fun for everybody involved.
that
Oy.
must have sucked.
That was pretty brutal. It was not good.
They end up having to run away from the gas, where we meet our fourth playable character, if you count the dog, which we all do.
Of course.
Where they're saved by a woman named Anna, who's driving a car.
Anna the Belgian.
Yep. Who's on a mission herself to find Von Dorf because she's looking for her father, and her father was kidnapped by him.
And her father's a scientist.
Yep.
What?
Hey, we see a lot of games where a lot of random scientists just get mowed down.
Yeah.
No, this one, he's a major part.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the four of them go on their journey to try and capture Von Dorf. And on their way there, they get bombed, and Freddy gets hurt. And then they go through this little thing where Freddy gets hurt. But anyway, You eventually catch up to the Baron in Reims. I don't know how to say French town names. I think that's it.
I think they said it as Reims, but it's spelled wildly different.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't know how you pronounce the letters in French. It's nuts.
Right.
But you go through that, and you eventually have a Baron fight, and you beat him, and he escapes.
But his Zeppelin looks like it's going down.
Yeah. Oh, his Zeppelin's on fire. Oh, no. And that's where Carl and Anna's dad are, plus the Baron.
This definitely reminded me of like the old school Nintendo side scrollers like Contra, where the bad guy, the evil villain, the boss fight, whatever it is like 3/4 the size of the goddamn screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Robotnik.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
he just escapes.
Yep.
Yeah.
There he goes.
And then it kinds the cut to black, and we start chapter 2.
Oh yeah, I wrote down that this is where the title card was.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, that was a long way into this game before we put the title card up.
So chapter 2 starts with a flashback of Anna.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells her story of she was a veterinarian, and she veterinarian.
Mm-hmm.
And she was driving soldiers to the front line. And she becomes like a field medic, which is probably the worst job in the world.
I've seen MASH.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems hilarious, right?
And while she's doing that, she hears of Baron von Dorf attacking Yeep, which is also a name I'm not sure I'm pronouncing right, but
Probably not.
and when she gets there, she finds out her father's been kidnapped by von Dorf and forced to do science.
Is that really a negative thing for a scientist? Forced to do science?
Yeah.
Well, there's like, it's kind of like light magic and dark magic. There's good science and dangerous science. He's doing the dangerous.
I don't like
science.
how
I'm
you
pretty sure
compared
that's
it to magic.
It's like the Force, okay?
I don't like that even more.
I mean, they're both very, very theoretical.
Yeah. Well, science is magic.
If I watch enough YouTube videos, it's just as good as any science.
That's
yeah,
Well, that's true.
that's what our society has taught us.
That's right.
Your ignorance is as good as my knowledge.
We're doomed.
Anyway, then it flashes back to the present day, and the Baron Zeppelin crashes,
Oh.
and Anna's like there, and
She's like, no, they're all dead.
she saves Carl and drags him out of the thing because I guess the Baron just left him there.
Yeah, doesn't the Baron and the scientist like get on a plane?
Yeah, they get on a biplane and leave the Zeppelin.
Yeah.
It's very evil.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
But yeah, Carl tells her that her father's gone and he's been taken to do more science.
And he's seriously wounded, and he becomes a POW of the good side, right?
Yes, for Poppascotch is the bad side.
Yes.
Wait, I'm in the bad side?
Oh, they aren't Nazis yet, so I don't know if Poppascotch is on their side yet.
He just likes Germany.
Oh, okay.
They're just the Kaiser. Right? Or what did they call him in World War One? Not Jerry's, that was World War II.
I don't know. I don't know the slurs they
Yeah.
used in World War One.
You don't know the Okay.
That was a nice way to put
I'm
it.
looking it up.
All right. But anyway, yes, Carl is now a POW for the Ally side.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell you a quick little story that Emil was tried for desertion because he was caught as a POW, but then he was pardoned and sent back to the front to fight.
Yeah, because of his bravery or something.
Yeah.
I don't get how he's tried for desertion.
I guess maybe because when he got out, he didn't go back to where he was supposed to be. He kind of just...
Oh, he escaped the POW camp.
and then just
took
went
off.
on his own.
Fair. But then he helped people. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So apparently the pejorative terms were in World War One were the Huns
Okay.
and Fritz.
Fritz?
So, hey, you're going to have to black that out on it. We can't have this on here saying that
That's
word.
the name of the episode.
I know a lot of World War One vets listen to this episode, and I personally apologize
That's all right. They're
for
all
Dr.
for it.
Scientist.
Man, if we have one World War I vet, I don't even know if there's any still alive.
I can't imagine there are. There's
Probably
100
not. Yeah.
fucking
They'd be 120 years old at least.
It ended 103 years ago, so
Yeah, plus
And if they were
15,
15
16.
when they went in, I guess they could be alive. Well, if you're from World War I veteran and you listen to us,
write us an email.
yeah, we'll send you a Big League Chew.
I'll fucking read it.
Send an email or snail mail. I don't know. I don't know if you understand.
So the last living veteran of World War I was Florence Green, a British citizen who served in the Allied Armed Forces and died February 4th, 2012, aged 110.
Jeez.
2012.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
If you're pretending to be a world...
Yeah, you're stealing valor.
Stolen valor.
Send us a letter.
Yeah. If you're stealing valor from World War I, please send us an email. I want to know what your life is like.
Yeah, right?
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Anyway, so Emil's sent back to the front. And then it goes to this little thing where he gets a letter from Marie, his daughter, and it says how tough it is where they live at San Miguel. And that she sends a picture of her grandson, and it warms Emil's heart.
Oh, he's
it warmed
walking.
my heart too. Yeah. Oh, he's walking now. We missed that.
Look at him. He's walking over there.
And I honestly don't remember exactly what happens in the video now, but I just put war never changes for 10 months.
Yeah.
Because they kind of skip ahead for a little
Yeah,
bit.
because it's winter.
Yeah, they're like at a trench. Well, maybe not trench war. Yeah.
And then I guess
Yeah.
Emil and Freddie are decorated for bravery.
Yeah, I put Medal of Bravery at Verdun, which is where they fought the Kaiser. Well, Baron.
Which was a real and awful battle.
Yes, all of these are real and awful battles that they talk about.
Yeah.
Are they? I didn't know if they all were like.
I think they all are, yeah.
Yeah, in the wiki they said the whole crew went over and checked all these battle sites and made sure it was as true to life as possible.
Man, that was such a brutal fucking war.
Well, I'm sure all wars are.
Yeah, I'm sure none of them are great. No one's like, that was a breeze,
This one's
right?
pretty great.
Yeah, well, they call this one the great one, so I guess this was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Anyway, so they're sitting there in the cold, and Freddie and Emil's regiment are sent to try and take Fort Dumont. French is probably the worst language I have here.
Mm-hmm.
So they storm the fort and stuff, and they end up fighting the Baron again. But the Baron escapes, but they do save Anna's dad.
Ah, yes.
Nice.
This is where the fort blows up, but the mission still failed somehow.
Yeah. Well,
because they didn't
take the
over
fort.
The fort. Yeah.
But yes, it blows up, and then it cuts to chapter 3.
Boom, 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 boom.
And it starts with Emil writing a letter to his daughter, where he talks about Freddie being killed, because at the end of chapter 2, it blows up, and they don't know where Freddie is.
Ah, yes. He's like, my best friend died.
And he's like, hey, don't worry, your husband's okay. He's a prisoner of war. But
So, how old do you think Emil is?
I don't know. How old do you think
40-ish?
Carl is? Yeah.
I assume Carl
Carl might
about
be in his-
23,
yeah.
27 maybe.
We'll say Carl's in his 20s and Emil's in his 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I kind of pegged him as, like 45-ish.
Yeah.
I think Freddie's about Emil's age, too, but I don't know if that matters.
I don't know. I think Freddie was a little younger. I'd say about 30. Let's go with 20, 30, 40.
Yeah, there we go.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Then Carl finds out that his son is ill.
Oh, no.
And he's like, I got to escape. I can't be a prisoner anymore. And he kind of just tries to escape out of his POW camp, and then he gets caught.
And I'm very curious about this. I mean, I honestly, I don't know too terribly much about World War I at all. But, I know, desertions, they always happen. But, like, what was the plan? To just go back home?
I guess.
And
yeah.
be with your family and be like, maybe they'll forget that I just fucking left?
I don't.
Just hide.
I mean, it kind of sucks for anybody conscripted into a war. But
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if there's one thing the Army 100 years ago was good at, it was writing shit down. and like they wrote down who was fighting and who wasn't. If they find a person later, they'll be like, "What the fuck were you doing here?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he just wants to make sure his kid's okay. He wants to be with him.
I mean, I get it. I'm just curious as if this was like, was this a thing people did, and did they just go home and say, "I'm done," kind of with this war thing,
I'm sure people
and
tried.
then live their
Sure,
lives?
people tried, yeah. And there are probably people who snuck out and pretended to be other people. But anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, for sure.
We digress.
Oh, you know that happens in every war.
yeah. Then it cuts to a flashback of Freddie's backstory, which is he just apparently went to Paris, met the woman of his dreams, and got married, and then she blew up in the war.
Yeah, literally right after they get married and
I
walking
think
out.
they're still walking out of the church when it
Yep.
gets bombed.
Yeah, she's wearing the dress and everything.
Yeah, it's
Like-
nuts.
And then it flashes back to present day, and good old Puppers is digging out Freddie and
Oh,
saves him.
Freddie's not dead.
Oh, Puppers is alive too.
Uncle Freddy's dead.
So Freddy and Anna's dad steal the tank from Fort Dumont that the Baron was having, and then kind of just breaks out, goes back to the front lines, and gets back to his side.
Mm-hmm.
Then it cuts to Freddy and Emil kind of like reunite for a little bit, and then they get sent to different places. And Freddy goes to Somme, and Emil goes to some trench warfare, which sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Probably
That was-
stank.
Yeah, and they didn't like have time to do what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's escaping me right now, but to make water not sit in the trench.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Drainage. They didn't really
Irrigate.
know much about drainage. Irrigate. They didn't know how to get. So it was just mud and cold and explosions.
I remember in college I had to take a class, and one of the things we talked about during World War I was about trench foot, and it just sounded disgusting.
Yeah, where your foot just rots.
Yeah, well, it's
Ugh.
in the boot because it's all water and it's just
'Cause it's
skin
just
falling
wet.
off. Yeah,
All day, every day.
Yeah, that's nasty.
let's not talk about that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Don't Google that. Do not. For your own good, don't.
And then's a kind of odd part where Emil bombs a bunch of the enemy from underneath. They kind of like sap it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not too thrilled because he thinks it's a cowardly way to kill people.
Yeah, he actually refuses a Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't he help with German here?
Yeah, he saves a German, and then the German gets killed when they blow him up
Yeah, it's fucked up.
because the German is like that. Because some of these people are just good people, and they're all kind of...
They're just forced to
Shitty
fight,
situations.
Yeah. What are they supposed to do?
Then it cuts to Freddy, and Freddy is bringing Anna's dad, and Anna and her dad reunite.
Aw.
Good for them.
And Anna says, I have terrible news.
What?
Carl was killed while trying to escape the camp. And she shows Carl's dog tags.
No.
No, not Carl.
Yeah.
Not Carl.
I just wrote after this Emil sads.
At least it wasn't Lenny.
But yes, now they believe Carl is dead. And then it flashes back to 5 days earlier when it finishes the story of Carl escaping the POW camp.
Oh, shit. What does he do?
He steals outfits, and I remember playing the game, and his whole shtick is like changing outfits and pretending to be other people,
Oh, he's a spy.
which is very much like the movie I discussed earlier, Taking Lives.
Interesting.
So then there's some more stuff with that. Carl eventually escapes and starts heading home, and they think he's dead because he steals a dead person's dog tags,
Right. Well, checks out.
which I don't understand. If you want people to think you're dead, why not just switch the dog tags and then not wear dog tags? But
It's kind of a way to prove that you're not who you are.
I guess.
Like stealing an ID without a picture on it.
Yeah, all right.
Right?
Yeah, I mean they didn't have pictures of people.
Yeah.
Like photography existed, but that wasn't like for every soldier to get their goddamn picture taken.
There's no time for that.
Yeah,
No,
it was
who has
basically
time?
just going to Walmart and developing your...
The dark days, as
Yes.
we call it.
Yeah. Oof.
Do you want 3.5 or do you want 4.5? Do you want 8x10 for above the mantle? Those are your 3 fucking choices.
Yeah, and most people don't even know what you're talking about anymore.
I know.
Which is very, I don't know if it's sad for me or for them.
Do they still do fucking school photography? Like
Yeah.
school pictures that where you get
Oh yeah,
I think they're digital, though,
you get
so
pocket size, you
you still have to, like...
have to buy the digital,
Yeah.
and then print it up yourself.
Well, I think they buy the printed versions, and then they print them for you.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, then it cuts to the Battle of Somme, and good old Freddy's driving tanks.
Ah, motherfucker.
And you go through this whole thing, and you end up fighting the Baron in his tank.
Fuck yeah. Kick his ass.
And then it's basically Freddy versus Von Dorf. And they end up in a fist fight on top of the tanks,
it was great.
which is pretty epic.
dope.
And Freddy wins.
So, fuck yeah, he did.
Kicks Von Dorf's ass, and then there's a little side story of Von Dorf was demoted and sent back to the... So his life was ruined.
Good.
Fuck him. Really? Seriously.
Yeah.
He can go fuck himself.
Then it cut back to Emil and Anna talking, and Emil asks Anna if she could go tell Marie, his daughter, that her husband is dead. And Anna's like, for you, Emil, I'll do that.
She's like, I got a fucking car. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So she leaves and starts heading towards San Miguel, where she runs into Carl.
Get the fuck out.
What?
And they're like, hey, let's go to San Miguel. I want to meet my wife and kid. And so they eventually just make it there.
Yep.
Cut to chapter 4.
Boom, boom, boom. Last chapter.
Yep, the last chapter. Anna and Carl outside Sammy Hell, and it's occupied by the German forces.
Of course.
So they kind of just have to... They eventually get in. The French attack, and they break in and stuff. And
Yeah, aren't they captured at first?
yeah, they're captured.
And then the French assault. And
They're
then they
captured.
escape.
Yeah. They've captured. The French come. Blah blah blah. Then it cuts to Freddy at another battle where the Canadians are there, and they come in and win everything. And you're like, yeah, and they're like, hey, I hear America wants in this war. They want a piece of the action.
No. Now that it's almost over.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure of Canadian history, but they may have still been part of the British Empire at this time.
So they had to fight.
Or maybe more of a part.
Yeah, I
But-
know what you're saying.
Well, that's a great question because the French Canadian side maybe, but not the other side. I would think. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't
Canadians, hit us up about your history.
Yeah,
We'd love to learn.
When did Canada finally throw off? Well, I mean, they still have the Queen. So who knows?
Exactly.
So anyway, Carl eventually, then it cuts back to Carl and Anna. And Carl is still at the ruins of Sammy Hell, but he finally makes it to his old farm, Emil's farm, where his wife and daughter live, or his wife and son.
Yep.
And he eventually goes through this whole thing, and he finds them, and he drags them out of the gas, and then he kind of gets overtaken by the gas himself, because he gives his gas mask to his kid and his wife,
Yep. Tries a sack move.
tries the sack move, and passes out.
So, reading this, apparently in 1867, with the union of 3 British North American colonies through Confederation, Canada was formed as a federal dominion of 4 provinces that reported to the UK.
Obviously.
And I said, when did Canada become a free country? And this date is July 1st, 1867. That's when the British North America Act happened as a self-governing entity within the British Empire. And then I said, but for real, when was British a free country? Apparently it was 1982. They were no longer part of the British Empire.
Yeah, I knew it was.
I thought it was pretty soon, but I wasn't.
That's nuts. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. They just voted on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't have the flag they have now until 1982.
Makes sense.
Yeah, fascinating.
Well, they show it in this.
No, they show it's kind of different, though.
It's slightly different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So then it cuts to Emile on the front lines of the Nivelle offensive, which, if you know your history, is a terrible trench warfare thing where
Of course I do.
just battles of attrition back and forth.
Ugh.
Like, this is the place where we'll bring it into a war.
Yay. I just run into that bullet
Yeah.
fire.
And the guy in charge, who's the leader, just keeps sending soldiers to try and cross, which is what they did at this time, and just to get mowed down by machine guns. I actually wrote, this is like Brannigan's War.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a weird time because the way they fought World War I was completely different than the way they fought the Civil War, and that was only 40 years
Yeah.
before.
And completely different than World War II, which was 40 years after.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was completely technologically different. And so they would still like line soldiers up and like have them march, and then they all got mowed down by machine guns. They're like, okay, we need to switch up our approaches
We
here.
need to fucking.
Yeah, there's no killbots who reach a kill limit here. They
Yeah.
kind of just keep going. And so the guy in charge keeps sending soldiers to get shot and killed, and Emile just can't take it anymore and hits him over the head with a shovel.
His trusty shovel. He's had it all
Yeah.
game.
And he accidentally kills him.
Oh.
And then it tells a story that there was mutiny up and down the line, and because I mean, people just don't want to rush their death for no reason.
Yep. And he gets jailed
And
with
so
the rebels.
all the rebels and Emile get jailed for, I guess, mutiny.
Yep.
So is he like? I kind of took it as they didn't just pin it on him, but like that act was the thing that started everything. So they're like, all right, well, this is all this.
I don't
guy's
know if it
fault.
started everything or if it was just more of
It
a
was more of the murder what got him.
yeah. But I also think that it was a side-wide thing where everybody kind of felt and just got to a breaking point around the same time.
Everyone was like,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
this shit.
But yes, he did kill the guy, so I guess it's murder, even though he didn't want to. It was still accidental.
All right.
Manslaughter.
Yeah.
So he's in jail now. And then it cuts back to Anna and Puppers dragging Carl out of the gas and the wife and the kid. And then it's a happy reunion between Carl and Anna and Victor.
Oh, they're all in the hospital getting better.
All reunited. They're all happy.
Well, surely this is going to be a happy ending, right? Everyone's together.
yeah. Oh, yeah. This is.
Yeah.
There's only a few more people who have to get together. Then it's all happy.
Carl's family's
Oh,
fine.
great. Well, tell us about it because everything seems like it's going to be great.
Yeah. So it's a couple weeks later, And Marie gets a letter, and she opens it up, and it's Emil telling the story of what happened, of how he accidentally killed his superior. I can't think of a better word.
I don't know what he's...
Superior officer or something like that.
And if you played the game, this is not a fun part to play because you're just Emil and you're walking slowly in chains towards the thing. And he's telling the last letter what's going to happen and that he's going to die by a firing squad now.
Oh.
Dude, I vividly remember playing this.
Yes, so do
and
I.
I'm like, no.
Yeah, because you can only move one like real slow walk towards the thing as it reads the letter.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
heartbreaking.
it was brutal. And then everyone's like saluting,
Yeah.
and it's just like, no way are they actually going to do it. Like, something's going to happen.
Yeah, because all
like,
the
this is gonna be
soldiers
fine.
respect him for what he did.
Yeah, all the soldiers are like, fuck you, you shouldn't be killing this dude. Well, they didn't say it.
Yeah.
You know.
So he eventually walks to the thing, and then it kind of cuts to black, and you hear the gunfire. Then there's a little narrator over thing about talking about the war, and it shows Carl, Victor, and Marie, and the pupper all at the Emil's grave in France. And it's a sad story, and then blah, blah. It goes on from there. So Emil gets shot by his own people.
Firing squad death.
Yeah. And his family's all together, mourning his death.
And we never find out what happened with Freddy.
No, it kind of... He continues in the war, and the United States finally gets in. And they show a little bit of it, but
No, yeah, that's right.
I consider this the end of the game when they're at Emil's grave.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was it.
That was tough.
Mm.
It was a tough game to play. Honestly, I'm super glad I did play it.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Everybody should play it.
I wish I would have played it. Can't
Because
now.
it doesn't like gloss, it doesn't show everything of World War I and how brutal it was, but it doesn't really gloss over any of it either, you know?
It lets you know how fucked up it was.
Yeah. I think it was very respectful. Like, it wasn't a cartoon. It wasn't making fun. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, this is what happened, and you get to play as a pupper
Yeah,
sometimes.
it was not fun for it. Everybody involved.
No, absolutely not.
At least the pupper lived. I mean, it's a sad story, but the pupper's still alive.
I just hope Freddy made it out. He was my favorite.
Yeah. That's it. That's the game.
Should we go into final thoughts?
We did it. It's not a bummer.
No.
Yeah, it's a good idea there, Sir Chump Slap. Let's get into final thoughts.
Boom. Let's see. I'm taking over. I'm making Scotchy say what he thinks
Yeah.
of it first.
Scotchy and I played it,
It's
and
been a minute.
Chump Slap did not. So
No, of course I didn't. I'm not a gamer nerd.
Of course. But am I supposed to answer some questions? I don't remember how this goes.
Oh, yeah. How about, would you play it again?
Okay.
How'd that story sit with your gut? And out of 27 stars, how many would you give it?
Okay, well, would I play it again? I'm going to say no, but that's only because it's fucking brutal. And I know what happened. I played it, and I don't want to play through the game again just to see that ending again because it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the story itself, did it do it for me? I mean, it was amazing. Like, it was great. It was respectful. It was terrifying. It kind of took the gore out of everything, which was there a lot in World War I. And it just told it all in a really great way. It united all these people. Was it a little bit far-fetched? Yeah, obviously it was a little bit far-fetched because there's this huge, massive war with every country involved by the end of it, and these same 4 people kept running into each other.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
But you know what? I'm going to let that slide. I mean, there's plenty of crazy war stories of people making connections that shouldn't have happened. So fucking why not? There's a Red Cross dog that's awesome. I like that about it. It told the historical stuff. Like, it was great. It was really great. And I think if you're just hearing this story, go play it. It's not doing it justice. Like, go see it unfold in front of you. Or fucking read about World War I, or I guess Canadian freedom. Like, read about anything. Just educate yourself. For
Get
Christ's sake.
yourself learned.
Yeah, learn about World War I. It was fucking rough, and hopefully we won't do it again. So, score, I mean, I gotta go high. This might be one of my highest of the year. Honestly. Like, if I'm looking at my scores from this year, I've had 116, which was Uncharted 2. Which, great game.
Yeah.
But if we're talking just story, not entire package, this is better. And I'm going to give it a 19.
Damn.
Which is high, but it's just a cartoon version of World War I, properly made me care about everyone, but yet also made me know the stakes of the situation. And it was just done extremely well.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's what I'm going with. I'm going with a 19. So now it's your time, Sir Chump Slap. Ball's in your court now. And I'm going to ask you some pretty serious questions here.
All right, bring it on.
How much you bench? Did the story work for you? What score would you give it out of 27 stars? Would you play it?
What the fuck's a bench?
Nice.
I'd play it. I mean, I like puzzler games, and apparently it's a puzzler with a good-ass story, so I'll give it a go one of these days, maybe. Probably not, but I would. All right.
Okay.
Story worked for me. I thought the story was great. I actually gave a shit about these characters, which is strange, because that never happens. I mean,
No, one of the reasons I picked it is because I was sick of people I didn't care about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like with Scarface, I was sitting there, when is this going to be over? And with this, I'm just sitting, and I played it before. I knew what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm still sitting there like, no, maybe this time Emil won't get shot.
Maybe there's a different ending.
Yeah, maybe I played a different cut. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it was good. It told a story, apparently pretty close to real life as they can get. And apparently this Great War was pretty fucking brutal.
Apparently.
A lot of people died, a lot of shit happened, and it was emotional along the way. So, I mean, that dog is cool too. I like
Walt?
Yeah.
Is that his name? Walt?
Yeah.
Walt. I liked how they didn't, like, the characters didn't talk, they just made noises pretty much. And the animation style was cool. I like that. So I'm gonna have to go pretty high myself here. I'm gonna give it a whopping quarters mostly, huh? 17.
17. That's also your highest score of 2021.
Is it?
By a lot, yeah. Well, not a lot. You gave Uncharted 2 15, so I guess it's not a
Okay.
lot. But other than that, you gave Deus Ex 14, and then from there, you're 10 or 10 down. Kind of.
Yeah. Well, most of those games sucked. So,
That's true. It's been a down year. Been a down year.
all right.
Let's get to the star of the show, Dr. Syintist.
Mm-hmm.
Would you play this game again? AKA, did the story make you want to play this game again? Did the story work for you? And what score do you think you'd give it out of 27 stars?
I'd probably play this again if it was free and had a different trophy thing on PS4.
Right.
Like if I got the trophies again. But I don't know if I'd play it again just for fun because it's not fun in the end. If you know what I
Well,
mean.
it seems fun.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it is fun. It's a good game, but
I mean, I do like the ending. You don't see that coming. Never really happens that much.
no.
It's good.
The story worked for me. I really liked the story. I thought it was good. It's weird to care about all the characters. Even Anna, who's only really briefly in it. And
Plays a big part, though.
yeah, you care about her and her dad more than I cared about anybody in the last 5 weeks we've done.
You're telling me you didn't care about the people in Time Shift?
I couldn't even remember what that game was about right now.
I can't
either.
I can't remember any of their characters. No.
But it's heartwarming for a second, then it rips your heart right out at the end when Emil dies. And
He was old.
well, it's not the reason he
Like
died.
fucking 40.
In 1912 or 17 or whatever.
1918,
We
17.
we also
yeah, that was
discussed
like,
someone living to 120 earlier in the episode, but
That's a fluke. Anyway.
fluke. Criminy.
yeah, you care about all the characters. It's got an awesome puppy who doesn't get hurt, which is always a plus in any game.
He does get caught up in barbed wire for a little bit, though.
Yeah. No animals are hurt.
No.
I'm also gonna have to go pretty high on a score. Maybe higher than you guys.
Oh.
Just trying to compare it to other games we've done. Does it deserve the highest score I've ever given something? That's pretty high, though.
I think it's pretty up there. It's actually a story.
Yeah. But
I don't think, if I'm looking at these scores correctly, you've only gone over 23 times.
4, apparently. Well, maybe 3.
4? It could be 4.
Maybe. Whatever.
I did a very quick look as I was scrolling up and down.
A cursory.
At least 3 times.
At least 3.
You've gone over
yes.
20.
No more than 4, though.
Correct.
Do I want to give it the highest score? I mean, it might be the best story we've done.
Might.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll do it.
Oh.
I'll give it 25 stars.
25!
25! Damn!
Holy jeez.
You're not going to get much of a better story overall. And even though it's made by Ubisoft, it's sort of indie, which is
That's
darling to my heart.
61 at my quick math, right?
I mean, I just had to give it the highest score, so I had to put it above the highest score I had before.
Actually, it's more than that. 63.
I don't know. I forgot what you guys said.
Wait, no, it is 61. 61.
Are we sure?
You have the scores in front of you.
17, 19, 25. Yes.
17, 19, 25 is 61. Yes, correct. So, man, that's got to be the highest score we've ever given anything. I don't think anything has beaten that.
It'll be close.
Yeah, it might be close.
Ooh, no, I lied. 2, 3 games have beaten that.
Which
but
one?
that was season 1. We were still getting our feet under us.
Yeah,
You know?
we didn't know shit about
Which
dick.
ones beat it? BioShock, probably. Dark
Probably
Side.
BioShock?
Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2.
Yeah, that's 2 of the 3. What's the other one?
Dead Space.
God damn, you're good.
I was going to say Kane and Lynch, too.
No, I gave that 2. There's no way.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
61.
But it's up there in those games. At least as good as those.
Yeah, as far as story goes,
Yeah.
it's fucking banging.
Yeah, because obviously we're not talking about the game itself. We're talking about the quality of the story. That's
Yes,
what this podcast is all
Yes.
about. And they had this in spades.
It's for true.
Like, this is clearly the highest score we've given any game this year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The next lowest one behind the 61 we just gave Valiant Hearts is Assassin's Creed 2, which we gave 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And then below that, the next highest is Uncharted 2, which we gave 41.
Yeah.
And then there's probably a bunch of 20s.
It's about 50% better than that, yeah.
Yeah. We're not wrong. We had this down to a science now.
Some crazy shit would have to happen before the end of the year for this not to be in the top 5.
It's true.
But,
Ooh, it's not looking good for next week.
you never know. You never know. But, if we got nothing else to say about it,
Now just play it yourself.
yeah, just play it. Do something. Get out there. Make some of yourself.
Yeah, but yeah.
And that'll take us to our favorite segment of every week, which is Dr. Syintist Classic Wrestling Finisher Lock of the Week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. From on top of the cage.
Snap Bone.
Snap to a Slim Jim.
Every week, we ask Dr. Syintist for a 100% guaranteed classic wrestling finisher of the week that you probably don't want to use in a street fight.
Definitely not this one either.
Oh, we got a good one coming up. So this week, Dr. Syintist, what do we got?
Well, we got the wrestling move of Drax from his previous life.
Who the fuck's Drax?
Drax the Destroyer from the Marvel movies. It's played by Dave Bautista,
Oh.
who used to be
Okay.
a WWE wrestler, and one of his finishing moves was the Batista Bomb.
Batista Bomb.
The
Sounds
Batista.
fucking
I didn't even
badass.
know he was a wrestler.
Really?
I had no idea.
Yes, he was.
Well, tell us about it. What's this move like?
Just a sit-out power bomb, which I will explain to you as
Oh,
described in the Pro Wrestling Wiki.
I mean, I obviously know. What
Yeah,
it
I
is,
mean,
but
yeah.
you should for the listeners.
Some of the people
that
who
may not
don't,
be
yes,
aware.
Exactly.
Of course.
It's basically you put your opponent in a standing neck scissors, which means their head's between your legs.
Mm-hmm.
Then you lift the person up and put them on your shoulders, and then throw them down like a power bomb.
It's just a power bomb?
Yep, but you sit as you do it. Like
What?
you drop.
Oh, you drop them
You
to
put
a sitting position.
basically between your legs when you sit. Yeah, you pick them up and then you drop down with them and hold them.
Oh, to like pin them.
Yeah, you could
Okay.
do that.
All right. That sounds like a power bomb.
It's a power bomb. Yeah, where you sit out.
Power bomb with a twist.
Yep, a little twist. Which any type of power bomb would probably hurt somebody in a street fight.
Yeah, you can't do that in a street fight.
No.
I'm gonna put
No,
my foot
absolutely.
You'd
down here.
probably hurt your ass too. Which
doing
you don't
that
want.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that to yourself when you're in a street fight.
Wear padded pants.
Yeah,
or
the
something
last thing you need is a broken
with a
tailbone.
dead guy between your legs.
the The ground doesn't bounce up like those wrestling mats. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, so there it is.
The Batista bomb. That's your Dr. Syintist classic wrestling finisher. Anyway, let's move on to our favorite segment of every week, which is Sir Chump Slap's Would You Rather?
What?
Huh? We got to come up with something new for this.
No, we don't. Year's half over. Who gives a shit?
Every week, we ask Sir Chump Slap a Would You Rather question, and he has to answer it and explain himself, just in general. So this week, Sir Chump Slap, boy, do we have a thinker for you.
All right.
I got my hands on a party game, which will remain nameless because they're not paying us.
Yeah,
So-
fuck 'em.
Yeah, all those other people we mentioned are paying us, so
Yes.
that'll show them.
I'm going to show him with the Slim Jim money.
So, Sir Chump Slap, would you rather spend the rest of your life blind
No.
or inside a TGI Fridays?
Inside TGA Fridays. That doesn't even fucking... How's that even a challenge?
You can't leave the
I can
TGI
shit
Fridays.
and I can eat.
Yeah,
You
but
can do
then
that blind, too.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I didn't think of that. But they have TVs and stuff. I can have a PlayStation or something. I can still go on the
That's
internet.
true.
Do you think they would accommodate you if, like, I'm stuck here, I can't leave?
Yeah, what are
Well,
they
just
gonna do,
bring your
kick-
PlayStation in.
They're going to kick me out and it's not going to happen. It's like that,
Like the airport?
like Beetlejuice. They're going to throw me out. I'm going to be in some sandworms and I'm going to come right back in that door.
I mean, at some point, they're just going to be like, we don't give a fuck if you get eaten by sandworms.
Yeah.
You
Man,
smell
you
bad because
stink,
you've been
yeah.
taking showers in a sink for the last 2 years.
Well, I can't leave.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if they all right, you can't leave. Just be a cook for us now.
No.
You stay here for free.
Yeah, because I can't leave. Try to make me leave. I'm tired of this food. I'm getting Pizza Hut delivered. to TGI Fridays.
Well, but think about how much you enjoy your Chump Slap time right now.
I do enjoy my time.
He means masturbating time.
I know what he meant.
So now every day, 7 days a week, from 10 a.m. or whenever the fuck they open, I don't even know if they're doing breakfast over there,
Probably
10 a.m.
not.
till
Is it
2
still a
a.m.,
thing?
there's nothing but people around you.
Oh, that does suck, but it's better than being fucking blind.
He is right.
it?
I think so.
Although there's not much difference. You can't drive
think
either
so.
way.
True.
That's true. So you're going with the Applebee's. You're living in Applebee's.
I'd have to.
Nothing but microwave steaks and jalapeno poppers.
I don't want to give up my eyesight, no matter whatever the other option is, unless it's being deaf. But I don't know if I do that. I don't know which one I take.
Did we have that question? Would you rather be blind or deaf?
Well, it's too
No.
late. It's too close to this one. Fuck.
I don't know.
All right, we
Being
won't
stuck in a
make you answer
TGF Fridays is pretty bad.
That's like hell. but at least I can see.
Would you rather
the
be in
hell
hell
out
and
of
see or be in on Earth and not see?
Right?
All right. Well, let's say somebody had some survival tips that they could send us about how to survive living entirely at an Applebee's. Where would they send that email to, Sir Chump Slap?
Send that to plottytime@gmail.com, and I will read and respond to all of you.
Perfect. And if they had to get to us faster on the socials with a way you can fall asleep somewhere by hiding in Applebee's, where would they do that, Dr. Scientist?
At Plotty Time on Instagram, Twitter, and Viber Messenger.
Perfect. And you can also head over to YouTube, like and subscribe there. Really helps us out. Go to plottytime.com for the store to buy some Plotty Time shit. And pay attention because sometime in September we might be releasing some special episodes.
It might be a little back-to-school special coming out.
Yeah, it might have to do with video game movies called Mortal Kombat's.
Or backpacks and trapper keepers.
Or Trapper
One
Keeper,
of the,
we don't know.
One of the two. They all have to do with Mortal Kombat, though.
Stay tuned. Plotty Time's always dropping new shit. But anyway, thanks for coming.
I thought he was going to say deuces.
We love you. Don't trust Dr. Scientist. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Plotty Time's always dropping deuces.